One of the amazing things about the filmmaking process are the stories behind the story. And Spooky World, the movie, is no exception to that. This week, we have the honor of bringing in an icon of the entertainment industry, a revolutionary whose take no prisoners style of production and filmmaking has helped influence many and launch the careers of some of his alums into the stratosphere. The one, the only, Mr. Lloyd Kaufman.
Well, thank you very, very, very much. David Bartolino is an icon. He's one of my best friends, and it's a privilege to do anything that he's involved with.
I just can't believe how literally it seems like the Berlin Spooky World location was a bit of a launching point for a lot of people in directions that they didn't anticipate going or even achieving, which is it's kind of crazy. It's this serendipity that took place in that little town outside of Boston.
Well,
Um,
wasn't it also a place where people held their nuptials, if I'm not mistaken? A
I
certain singer
believe we
who
may
legend?
I believe we may be having a little bit of info on that come this fall in the documentary.
Ah,
We may, in fact, have footage of it.
Spooky World had the best, I think, of the horror genre that was truly hashtag truth and love. It wasn't full of slashing and all that kind of stuff. It was fun. David was really producing a show every night.
One of the things that we're really focusing on here, because it's really the thing that pops in your face with this Spooky World, the movie film, um, is the fact that it's family, that the bonds
Yes,
that are made, that it transcends every generation, every race, every gender. Everybody would walk up to the gates, walk in, and just have a good time from 8 to 80.
and it was packed. I mean, the crowds were huge. It was really people lining out all the way to the highway.
So you remember sitting in that traffic then?
Sure, of course I do.
Oh my God! At this
Yeah,
port, this little town was
yeah,
invaded.
Berlin, Massachusetts. Exactly. Yeah, it was amazing.
What do you think that the lasting legacy on entertainment and these haunted attractions that Spooky World and David provided for us? Because I know in the convention scene, we had never had anything like this before, where we could meet celebrities in
Mm.
Massachusetts so easily and so readily available. And then after that, it seemed like everybody started taking off with the idea.
Spooky World was way ahead of its time, no question about it. I mean, it was so much more ambitious. The haunted house is inside, and you go through corridors and sort of the same stuff. Spooky World had this amazing variety, and just being outside and being in the wagon, and the whole thing was just a real organic, emotional, in a good way, experience, and you came out of it feeling delighted. Just so much. You had fun, and yeah, and my guess is that that Spooky World influenced a lot of they're all over the country. I get invited, I go to some of them because people hire me to shake hands and stuff. But the Spooky World, I don't think there's anything that comes close to Spooky World. I can't imagine a better time for a Spooky World documentary or a movie or I think the life story, the biography, the biopic of David Bertolino. From the humble beginnings of the costume industry comes a new giant in the form of live entertainment. Yes, David Bertolino, bigger than life itself, but small enough to touch each and every one of us. The David Bertolino story. How's that?